the interview room. Muzzy checking in, the time's here. How you all doing? All right, let's begin. Let's have a chat about the fact that I want to interview the best fighters in the world, and that's that. Had a lot of guests from everywhere, all across the globe. Fighters tell me.
How are we, lads and ladettes? Mudzy here from Muay Thai Interviews again. My next guest, he's the hottest property coming out of Australia at the moment. He's a two-time WMC state champ, WMC and WKA champ. He's coming off the biggest win of his career so far against the Thai juggernaut Samapech Fairtex. And as if he wasn't buzzing already enough, he's just signed a 6-fight contract with 1FC. He trains out of Riddlers Gym under Darren Reece. I'm joined by Australia's hottest commodity in Muay Thai at the moment, Tyler Hardcastle. How are you, mate?
How's it going, man? I'm pretty good. Yourself?
Mate, I bet you're pretty good. As if you must be absolutely buzzing, getting off to another cracker start for 2019.
Sure am.
But before we get into all that good stuff, mate, tell everyone a bit about yourself and how you stumbled across Muay Thai.
Well, when I lived in the UK, because I was born in the UK and moved to Australia when I was around 10 or 11 years old. My dad used to train Muay Thai when I was about 5 years old, and I remember going around and messing around at the gym when he was training. So there was always Muay Thai there from a young age. And then when we moved to Australia at the age of 10, I used to play Australian rules football. And then on the off-season period, I remember my brother used to do martial arts at the time, and the gym there used to do Muay Thai. And I remember first going down to try it out just to keep fit in the off-season. And then I remember going to one of my first fight show, and I remember coming away from that, and I just knew it was something that I wanted to do.
So was Riddlers the first gym that you trained out of in Perth?
No, I was originally with a Thai trainer for my first two fights. I was I was with a Thai trainer for a while, and then after that I made the transition to Darren after two fights when the Thai returned to Thailand, and I've been there ever since. So I've been with Darren since I was about 15 years of age, so that's been nearly 7 years now I've been under Darren.
It seems like he's really what's the word, like creating a nice family stable of fighters, I guess you could say. Like a lot of people you hear have been there for a long time. They're not just people that come and go. He seems to have a really tight and close-knit family, I guess you could say.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone around the gym's really close, especially over the past couple of years. I think the fighters team now, I think there's around 30 to 40 fighters. I'd say probably 30 odd fighters. So it makes it like a fair big number, but everyone just comes really close, helps each other out. And yeah, a lot of the people there have been there for a long, long period of time, especially when I started. You had all the legends like Kim Olsen still fighting, and then Kaylee Reece, and Tiger was still at the gym and things like that. So, it's like as those people, retired, more came through, and then everyone's obviously bonded over the past few years, and it's like a real family stable at the gym.
It'd be fun to watch, sit in and watch a fighters class do some clinching and some sparring. That's all I could say.
Yeah, it's always good. Yeah.
And you mentioned at the start your brother got into martial arts as well. Your brother Brandon, he trains out and also fights out of Riddler's Gym alongside you.
Yes.
So I was going to say, like, is it fair to say that he was influenced by you? But I'm guessing no, because you just told me that you were influenced by him. Did you just end up overtaking him, did you, and got better?
Well, he was originally doing like a karate style martial art, and I remember them doing Muay Thai there, so I ended up jumping into the Muay Thai classes, and then over a period of time he made the switch into Muay Thai. And then I obviously fought first. I had a fair few fights before he started fighting, but yeah, we kind of almost started it around the same time, really, to be fair. But yeah, he obviously started fighting a bit further along the line than I did.
So do you get more nervous watching him fight or when you're fighting yourself?
I don't get nervous when he fights, to be honest. I get more excited, kind of. Feels like it's not really nerve-wracking, I guess, for me to see him fight. It's pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'll probably get more nervous when I fight, especially having these big fights now. It brings a bit more nerves and things to it. But yeah, so I'd say I'm probably more nervous when I fight than when he fights.
Yeah, okay. And normally I'm not really one to worry too much about fighters' records, but I'm going to bring up your record because it draws into what I want to ask you with this next question. So currently you've had 32 fights, 24 wins, 7 KOs, which means you've had quite a fair bit of ring time and gaining valuable experience racking up the rounds. While it is impressive when we see fighters with high KOs and finishes on their records, do you feel it's more important to get the rounds in, be taken into deep water and gain more ring experience?
Yeah, I guess it has a bit of a mixed feel to it. At the same time, it's good to have some knockouts in there as well, so you also get that experience. But obviously, the more time in the ring, you obviously go through. Sometimes in fights, if you knock them out early, you don't really get the feel of, what if you get hurt, or what if something's sore throughout the period of a fight, or what if all of a sudden you have to change like your game plan or something like that. So obviously, more ring time you can have is probably better for you than just knocking everybody out all the time.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And also, but in saying that, you've also won in stylish fashion quite a few times with that left head kick of yours, making a few of your opponents kiss the canvas. How good is that feeling?
Oh yeah, it's a really good feeling when I have knocked people out with that. But in saying that, we've never gone in there into a fight and gone, you're going to knock them out with a head kick. We've always had the specific game plan in mind of how we're going to approach the fight, and then their knockouts have kind of just happened on their own, I guess. Throughout the fight, I might have seen like a little opening that I saw, throughout the fight when my opponent would throw something or whatever, and I guess it all just came from that rather than going in there wanting to actually, or looking for the knockout, I guess, so to speak.
I was going to say, because one KO that comes to my mind was when you head kicked, what's his name? Used to be from the pit. What's his name? Irish fella?
Mickey O'Grady. Yeah.
Yeah, that one definitely comes to my mind when talking about you and your head kick KOs. But also saying that, you've also been on the receiving end as well, getting stopped yourself, which is all part of the fight game. What's your secret to coming back stronger and better? Because whatever it is, it seems to be working nicely for you at the moment.
Yeah, so my last loss, actually, I got stopped in my last loss. I think that was about just over 2 years ago, I think. So it's a fair while ago, but I think it's all mental after you lose a fight like that. It's kind of just going back into the gym and just, working on, what you can improve on, and just, just getting back in the ring as soon as you can, just to, just get back onto it. It's better just kind of just going forward and pushing forward rather than just dwelling on that you got knocked out. I'd rather, if I lose a fight, I'd rather just get back in there as soon as I can.
Try and avenge that loss and
try and avenge the loss, or and then just just mentally prepare yourself for because it's a bit of a mental-ish thing when you get knocked out. It's a bit nerve-wracking. Is it going to happen again? But I guess once it's happened once or twice, you kind of know like what it feels like and things like that, so it's not so much of an issue. I guess the first couple of times it's a bit different, but it's just all a mental thing of overcoming.
And how do you mentally prepare for a fight, and what sort of support systems do you have? Like, are you one of those people that you like to be surrounded with a large entourage before you fight, or you sort of just like to be kept to yourself and just have the bare minimum people around that you need?
Well, as I said before, Riddlers Gym has around 30-odd fighters, so there's always that large support network there, as it is with all us. We all support each other, Not everybody's always fighting at the same time, but everyone's always at the gym, helping everyone through their camps when they're fighting. Say if I'm not fighting, or say if George Mann's fighting, I'll help him out, and then if I'm he helps me out a lot with my fight against Samapet. I guess there's always that support there with teammates and things, and obviously Darren, Kaylee's always there. They support us 110% all the time. Then I have my partner, Carissa. She's also a fighter, so she helps me out a lot all the time. With being supportive and traveling around Australia to watch me fight, and hopefully soon traveling around the world to watch me fight on 1FC. And my parents are pretty supportive as well. They help me out a lot as well, so they're pretty fond of me fighting, which is always good.
Mate, it's always good when when you get, not that you need it, but it's always good when you get the okay from the parents, because they're usually the ones that you got to try and convince, don't you?
Yeah. They were the ones that threw me into the ring.
Well, that's easy to get their support then.
That's always good.
Yeah, and what is it like having Darren and Kaylee, but not only as your trainers, but as mentors, and how do they help with the mental side of things?
Having them as Darren obviously a trainer, and obviously Kaylee, that she's at the gym all the time as well, and having them as mentors, it helps a lot, because fighting is, a large percentage of your fights is mental. The mental side of things can be skill isn't always everything. If you have that mental push, it can be the difference between winning and losing, no matter how skilled you are. So having them in there, always reinforcing that you need to have positive mental attitude and things like that when you go into fights always helps. We're always reinforced to do imagery and positive talk to yourself, and see how you want the fight to go and things like that, which always helps out heaps. And then obviously Darren and Kelly having so much experience and things on their side, they can obviously share their experiences with us, which always helps as well.
And they seem very, very calm and very relaxed, which is what you need around
definitely,
fighters and fight times.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen someone so calm in a corner as Daz. He's so calm and relaxed. He just talks to you like it's a normal conversation. It just it takes the edge off the fight a little bit. It makes you relax a little bit between the rounds and things like that. Just how calm he is and things like that. But I guess that comes with the amount of fights that he's cornered as well.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of preparing for fights, you just passed your biggest test to date and definitively beat Samapech on the last Rebellion. How did you feel when asked if you wanted to take the fight? And give us a rundown of the lead up to it all the way to the fight itself, and how you felt afterwards.
Well, when we first got offered the fight, obviously as a fighter, I just, if I want to make my, build a name up for myself and a little profile as a fighter, these are the fights that you have to take, no matter what your experience is or no matter who it is. That's how you build a good name for yourself, is taking on these types of people without hesitation. So it was always nerve-wracking, because I'd obviously watched Samapet a fair bit on Rebellion before I got offered to fight, and then I remember always thinking, God, I'd like to fight him one day. So as soon as we got offered the fight, I just said down straight away, let's do it. And he was like, yep, cool, no worries, and we locked that in. So the lead up for my fight against Samapet, it was just like any other. I don't treat any fight camp differently, no matter how different the opponent is. I always train 110%, and I don't cut any corners in my training. I always give it my all. I'm at the gym every night, and whether I'm fighting or not, I go 5 to 6 days a week. Even if I haven't got fights. So, the lead up for Samapet was good. I was fit, I was strong. Obviously, I worked on my mental game as well, which made it even better. And then when I got into the fight, I obviously felt really good and just came away with a win. And
were you surprised by anything from Robocop?
I was a bit surprised how hard his hands hit. That's why we worked, as he came in to throw his hands, we just threw the left kick off, and it worked really well, because every time he came to throw his punches at me, I just threw my left kick in there. But there was a few times where he did catch me, and they were probably the hardest I've ever been punched in fights before. They were definitely the hardest hands I've ever had to deal with before. But once I started throwing in that left kick, it counteracted that pretty well.
Yeah, man, your left kick is ridiculously strong. Well, I've never felt it, but just going from what I was listening to and watching the fight, man, you definitely landed that roundhouse kick to his ribs and his legs as well. Definitely looked like he was welting up a little bit. How did you pull up the following day?
I was just generally just sore, as you are after every fight. My shins were obviously sore. I remember a bit of my leg being a bit sore, and just a few little niggles, nothing too major, just your usual post-fight, little injuries. But I'm all good now, so just shins and things like that. And my ankle was a bit swollen, but that was about it.
And the proof is in the pudding that your hard work pays off, because 1FC certainly took notice and they've signed you to their organisation.
Yep.
Can you tell us how that all came about, and do you have any ideas when you will be fighting in 1FC down the track?
Well, that obviously all would have came about after I beat Samapech. Obviously, they would have been interested in things like that, and offered me the contract. But I'd been obviously, as soon as I heard about 1FC, I'd watched it, and also my teammate George Mann also has a 6-fight contract with 1FC. So when he fought Smoke and Joe at the end of last year on 1FC, I remember him coming back and telling me all about it, how cool it was. So as soon as I got the offer to sign the contract, I jumped straight on it. And yeah.
So prior to your fight with Samapech, you had no idea about 1FC or anything like that?
I knew about 1FC, and I'd watched it and things like that, but I didn't know they were interested or anything like that. But yeah, I guess when you beat someone like Samapech, I guess people have to start taking notice.
Mate, how did you feel when you well, I'm guessing it would have been a message from someone at one saying that they want you to sign with their organisation? That you would have been absolutely buzzing. I'm buzzing just thinking about it.
Yeah, it was cool. Obviously Darren was obviously in contact with Juan, and he told me to come to the gym and have a quick chat, and he said, Juan have come through with the contract and things like that. So it was an awesome moment for me in my career so far. It's obviously the biggest moment so far, getting signed to Juan. So we just want to take these opportunities with open hands and just do our best when we get there.
Definitely, mate, definitely. And can I ask, so are you, well, you told me that you're working, so what do you do for work? So you're obviously not a full-time fighter.
No, I'm a plumber. I'm a plumber through the day, and then I train on the evenings.
Yeah, nice. So definitely, is your work very? Well, they must be quite accommodating, especially now that you've got these big global opportunities coming up.
They are pretty accommodating, but I'm still an apprentice at the moment. I started my apprenticeship pretty late, so I know as soon as I finish my apprenticeship, fighting is going to be my sole goal, just to fight, and maybe get a little easy job throughout the day so I can train twice a day. So then I'm still, doing things in between my 2 training sessions. But yeah, I'm just kind of doing my plumbing apprenticeship at the moment, just so I've got something behind me for when I finish fighting, or if something happens or whatever. Like, touch wood, nothing does, but if something happens and you can't fight anymore and you haven't really set yourself up with anything, sometimes it can be hard to go from there, I guess.
Awesome. Yeah, man, it definitely has. And I was literally just thinking that I would love to see a clone of you versus a clone of Lloyd Dean. You two having a good old sparring session. I was just thinking the other day, it's like last year Lloyd, he sort of not had his coming out, but he took a lot of hard fights, a lot of big fights, and was making a name for himself. Now it's sort of like we're starting 2019 and you've gotten off to a cracker of the year, and now you're, I don't know, it's like not vying for the top dog position, I could say, because I'm only looking at it from an outsider, but it's like the tables are turning, and I think that's quite healthy. It's quite good that there's a lot of good, hard, healthy competition, especially around that same weight division. That's the word I'm looking for, as used to.
Lloyd's obviously the WMC Junior Welterweight Australian champ, so that's the 63.5 kilogram Australian title, and mine's the welterweight Australian title, so mine's a 66.6 kilogram title. So we're both in the weight divisions next to each other, but it's never really competition with us at the gym or anything like that. No one really has that that ego, I guess, so to speak, around my gym, because at the gym there's about 4 or 5 fighters at that weight that have had over 30 fights. They all fight at 63 to 65 kilograms, and even then, everybody's just, sometimes people get fights and then sometimes people don't. It's just one of those things. But as I say, Riddlers Gym is just a big family, and we all just help each other out. Me and Lloyd spar on a regular basis. We grapple together, and he helps me, I help him. It's just a part of being a Riddlers fighter.
Oh yeah, no, I know there's no rivalry. I'm just thinking from like a spectator's point of view, just sitting here,
Yeah.
just thinking up little things in my head. That's all.
Yeah.
Now, mate, you've gotten off to a cracker of a year. You beat Samapetch. You've been signed to 1FC. What's next for you that you can share with us at the moment, or is nothing planned yet?
Nothing planned as of yet. Epic is in July. I'm hoping to pick up a matchup on that, but all things to, just wait to be confirmed and to be announced soon, I guess. Just wait and see what happens.
Awesome, mate. And if people want to follow your progress, stay up to date fight-wise, or get in contact with you, how can people reach out to you?
I think my Instagram's Tyler Hardcastle. You'll see it when you open it because it'll just have Muay Thai pictures everywhere. Obviously my Facebook's at Tyler Hardcastle as well, so there's those two things I guess people can follow if they want to show some support and follow my fight journey.
Awesome, mate. And last but not least, anyone that you wish to thank or give a shout out to?
Firstly, my trainers, so Darren, Dylan and Dan from Riddlers Gym. They train us fighters every night. They give 110% to everything we do. They just show everything to us fighters, and yeah, they're just always there for us. My teammates, obviously, everyone from Riddlers Gym, we all work so hard together, and we all, every win, that we gain is, a team win. So thanks to everyone from the gym. My sponsors, Ring Sport, Taylor Hurd, and the Finesse Barber. Thank you to them for all their support through my career. Thank you to my family, both here and in England, for all their support. My amazing partner, thank you for her for just always being there for me. And yeah, just thank everyone that supported me.
Well, mate, thanks for giving me the opportunity to have a chat with you.
No worries.
Also, thanks for, mate, letting us watch you and just enjoy your beautiful Thai style you've got. You look very, very calm, very relaxed in there. It's absolute joy to watch. And just as a testament to how far you've come, I was actually watching the other day. I can't remember who you were fighting against, but how far you've come. When you were on Rebellion a few years ago, you were fight number 2 of the night, and given a few years afterwards, you're now the main event, and you're actually cementing yourself as a legit what's the word I'm looking for, contender, not only in Australia, well, you've already proved that, but now on the open to make a move and break into the world scene, mate. And with this 1FC opportunity coming up, I think you're going to do great things with it, mate, and silence a few more people in the process.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time, Tyler.
Yeah, thank you.
Infamous and legendary, that to me is glorious. Come kick it, still talk some shit with me. I'll ask so you can answer and explain to me the history. I had to throw a vicious knee. I got a passion for the art of 8 limbs. I'm just asking from the heart. So as I conclude this interview, thanks so much for sitting through. Love to all the fighters and the folks that listen. This for you.